right, everyone. Welcome to my first video of 2025. Happy New Year. And in this video, we're going to do what I do in every single New Year video that I make, and that's ranking the top 10 best wrestlers from a specific year. And now that 2024 is over, now it's time to go over the top 10 best wrestlers of 2024, the 10 wrestlers who I believe were did the best job this year, I guess you could say. The wrestlers who accomplished the most and I think deserve to be on this list as, on the top 10 of, the best wrestlers. So let's get down to business. So at number 10, this might be a bit shocking to hear because I don't really. I, I used to hate this wrestler, and I can't believe he's on this list. But he made it to my top 10. But I think it was pretty hard to deny that this guy had a good year, and that's Solo Sikoa. Solo Sikoa, he had a very interesting year. So I know that, at the beginning of the year, he was just a total jobber. Like, he was still the enforcer and he was losing every single match. And he was just, Roman Reigns' slave or enforcer, I guess you could say. Solo Sikoa wasn't really doing anything special like the first 4 months of 2024. But after WrestleMania, that's honestly when Solo Sikoa started to become a big deal in WWE. They started doing the storyline of Solo Sikoa becoming, or calling himself the new tribal chief because Roman Reigns was gone. So yeah, they started the storyline of Solo Sikoa becoming the quote unquote new tribal chief after Roman Reigns was gone after WrestleMania, and Solo Sikoa built up his own bloodline faction. He kicked Paul Heyman out, he kicked Jimmy Uso out, and he had members like Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu join him, and Solskjaer main evented quite many shows. Like, he was in the main event against Cody Rhodes, or he Solo was one of the few people this year that actually pinned Cody Rhodes at Money in the Bank. So that's a huge win. And he also main evented SummerSlam where he came kind of close to winning the title, but so yeah, he came close to winning the title, but he didn't win the title, and that's a good thing. But I mean, Solo still also he also main evented Bad Blood, in that tag match, against Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus him and Jacob Fatu. He also pinned Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, which is like Roman Reigns rarely gets pinned, and Solo Sikoa pinned Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel, and he also main evented War Games. He was the leader of the new bloodline at Survivor Series to fight the OG bloodline, which was Roman Reigns, the Uso, Sami Zayn, and CM Punk. So it feels kind of weird to put Solo on this list because, fun fact, Roman Reigns is not on this list. I did not put Roman on the top 10, so don't be expecting Roman. I really think this was probably Roman's weakest year since like 2000, I don't know, since like maybe 2019, maybe? I don't know, but this was definitely Roman's weakest year in a really long time. So I decided to not put Roman on this list. I believe Solo Sikoa deserves it way more than Roman. So yeah, so number 10 is Solo Sikoa. Let's see, at number nine. Oh yeah, at number nine, this might also sound shocking, because I don't like this guy either. But I can't deny that he really made the road to WrestleMania even more entertaining this year. And I'm talking about the final boss, The Rock. The Rock is number nine on my top 10 best wrestlers of 2024 list. The reason for that is because, as I said, The Rock really added a lot to the road to WrestleMania. I feel like he made the storyline with him and Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns even more intense and personal than it was last year. Because last year, or I mean, in 2023, when Cody and Roman were feuding heading into WrestleMania 39, it was good, but didn't really brawl that much. They kind of just talked more than they fought. But on this road to WrestleMania, The Rock made it personal when he turned heel, and became the final boss, which is probably one of the best versions of The Rock, if I gotta be honest. And yeah, The Rock really did a lot. That attack on Cody Rhodes was definitely something that was kind of sad to watch as a massive Cody Rhodes fan, but I know a lot of people enjoyed it because it was brutal and it wasn't PG, and I kind of appreciate stuff like that because I really don't think that WWE should be PG. And don't forget, dude, The Rock is a master on the microphone. Like in my opinion, The Rock is a top three, top two maybe promo of all time because I think I slightly prefer Stone Cold Steve Austin on the microphone, but The Rock is definitely in one of the best promos of all time in wrestling. That's not debatable whatsoever. He cut some very, very insane promos on, Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, even Cody Rhodes' mom, Mama Rhodes, and with the belt and stuff, threatening to, yeah, and The Rock also won a tag match on the night one of WrestleMania. Him and Roman Reigns beat Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins when with The Rock pinning Cody Rhodes. So I guess The Rock, he although The Rock also had the most pointless return ever at Bad Blood because he returned at Bad Blood and he hasn't been in WWE since Bad Blood. So that return was basically pointless. But I think The Rock is actually, I think maybe The Rock is gonna return on the Raw on Netflix next week. So maybe that's a possibility. But yeah, number nine goes to the final boss, The Rock. It kind of pains me to put him on this list, but I guess he kind of deserves it. So, all right. But at number eight, decided to give the number eight spot to CM Punk, the quote unquote best in the world. So yeah, the rivalry with Drew McIntyre is pretty much the biggest reason why because CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre was p- possibly the best feud of the year, and it was a very bloody feud, and of course, CM Punk was supposed to, main event WrestleMania Night One against Seth Rollins, but he got injured in the Royal Rumble match, and that led to. But CM Punk's injury did not stop him from making this feud with Drew McIntyre into something special. And that's exactly what they did. This was magic. They had a very good trilogy. SummerSlam match with Seth Rollins as the referee, and then the match at Berlin with the strap match, and then dude, the Hell in a Cell match that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk had was one of the best matches of this year. Like seriously, one of the best matches in a very long time. And of course, the War Games match. CM Punk was also part of the OG Bloodline to fight the new Bloodline at the War Games, and that was so. Yeah, CM Punk definitely created some magic in 2024, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens in 2025. Looking forward to seeing him and Seth fight out on Netflix. And I'm also looking forward to seeing if maybe he can get a match with John Cena because Cena's gonna be on this retirement tour throughout the year, and yeah, I'm very looking forward to seeing if maybe we can get a CM Punk match. I would honestly love to see that at Money in the Bank because, well, Money in the Bank 2011 is very memorable and very iconic because of the CM Punk versus John Cena match, and I would love to see them fight again at Money in the Bank. That would be special. So yeah, the number eight spot goes to CM Punk. Some people might say he didn't really deserve it, but I don't care, man. I'm gonna give it to CM Punk. Number seven is Bailey. Well, it's real simple, honestly. Bailey won the Royal Rumble and won the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania from Io Sky, and then held it for had a run with it up until SummerSlam, and yeah, that's honestly it. So Bailey gets the seventh spot. At number six, I put Nia Jax. I never in a million years would I thought I would give Nia Jax a spot in these top 10 best wrestlers of the year videos, but here we are. So Nia Jax had a very good year for her. Like she won the King of or Queen of the Ring, I mean, and won the title from Bailey at SummerSlam, and has been champion ever since, and has been defeating every single challenger. So yeah, Nia Jax gets this spot at number six. Um, at number five, I give it to Damian Priest. So Damian Priest started off the year as the undisputed tag team champion with Finn Balor, and also as Mr. Money in the Bank. And then yeah, he did lose the tag titles at WrestleMania, but he cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase the next night on WrestleMania Night 2 and beat Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship, and he became the second person ever to cash in at WrestleMania after Seth Rollins. But I feel like Seth Rollins' cash in was way better, but whatever. Um, and then he had some good defenses. He defended against Jey Uso at Backlash and retained. He defended against Drew McIntyre at Clash at the Castle, and although I really wanted Drew to win that night, Damian Priest still won and retained, and at Money in the Bank retained the world title again against Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. After Drew tried to cash in, but it didn't work because CM Punk helped Damian Priest again, and he would lose the title to Gunther, who won the King of the Ring at SummerSlam. But then he would feud with the Judgment Day, which has been a very boring rivalry. But Damian has been looking very strong in this rivalry. Him and Rhea Ripley beat Liv Morgan and Dominic at Bash in Berlin, and Damian beat Finn Balor at Bad Blood, and also Damian fought again for the world title two more times against Gunther at the Survivor Series and at Saturday Night's main event in that triple threat with Finn Balor also involved. So this was a very good year for Damian Priest, and although yeah he was the world champ for only 4 months, that was still a world title run, and yeah, the Damian definitely had a good year. So congrats, Damian Priest gets the number five spot. The number four spot goes to I believe was the best female wrestler this year, Liv Morgan. So Liv Morgan had a very good year, with the Liv Morgan Revenge Tour, and Liv Morgan injured Rhea Ripley as revenge for what Rhea Ripley did to her, and then Liv Morgan would go on to win the World Championship from Becky Lynch at it was King of the I think it was at King of the Ring. Liv Morgan won the title, and ever since then, Liv Morgan has been the champion, and Liv Morgan has retained her title each time. Liv Morgan had this storyline with Dominic, which was a very wild story, and Liv Morgan took everything from Rhea Ripley. Basically, took the Judgment Day, the title, and Dominic, and also beat Rhea Ripley a few times. And yeah, in my opinion, Liv Morgan is definitely the best female wrestler of the year of 2024. So congrats to Liv Morgan. At number three, I give the number three spot to the Reign General Gunther. So Gunther started the year as the Intercontinental Champion and lost the title to Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. And after WrestleMania, Gunther would go on to win the King of the Ring tournament by beating Randy Orton at King of the Ring, and then he would go on to face Damian Priest at SummerSlam, like I talked about earlier, and he actually won the World Championship. And ever since SummerSlam, Gunther has been the world champion. Gunther retained against Randy Orton in Berlin, which, in my opinion, was a very boring match. I'm not gonna lie. And he would also defeat Sami Zayn, and he would defeat Damian Priest. And although I feel like Gunther has been booked very bad ever since winning the title, um, it's still been a very good year for him. He's been a champion for majority of his time on the main roster, whether it was his Intercontinental title or his Intercontinental title run or his current world title run. But Gunther has been very impressive since coming to the main roster. And in 2025, I don't know if Brock Lesnar will return, but I would really love to see Gunther versus Brock Lesnar. To be honest, that's a dream match for me. And all right, now we have come to the top two. Who are the top two best wrestlers of 2024, in my opinion? I think it's very obvious if you just look at the thumbnail, just look at the picture of this video. Like it's clear who I believe are the two best wrestlers of 2024. But the question is, who is number two and who's number one? Dude, a lot of people say Drew, a lot of people say Cody, but in my opinion, I'm gonna give the number two spot to Drew McIntyre, and I'm gonna give the number one spot to Cody Rhodes. So in my opinion, Cody Rhodes is the the wrestler of the year back to back years. Cody Rhodes has now made history, because there's no wrestler who has ever won top 10 best wrestlers of the year twice on my channel. I've been doing this since 2018, and Cody Rhodes is the first wrestler to do this twice. So congratulations to Cody Rhodes. But before we talk about Cody Rhodes, let's talk about Drew McIntyre. Man, I didn't really have a lot of hopes for Drew McIntyre at the beginning of this year. Like, I honestly thought he was going to get, like, perhaps left out of WrestleMania at one point. So, like I said, I thought Drew McIntyre might have been left out of WrestleMania, but it all changed at the Royal Rumble when Drew McIntyre injured CM Punk, which led to, possibly the best feud of the year with CM Punk. And Drew McIntyre would go on to win the Elimination Chamber, and he would go on to win the world title from Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. Even though he would lose it 5 minutes later to Damian Priest due to cash in. That Drew still had a very good year. He cut some very hilarious promos, and he would go on to win. He would go on to main event Clash at the Castle with the crowd really being behind him, but sadly he didn't win the title. He would go on to win Money in the Bank and got screwed out of that opportunity by CM Punk by cashing in the same night. But CM Punk stopped him from becoming champion. And at SummerSlam, Drew McIntyre would defeat uh, uh, well CM Punk, and then would go on to have two more matches and lose, but they were still very, very great matches. And yeah, the Hell in a Cell match was just iconic, man. That amazing match. And now Cody Rhodes is the best wrestler of the year, in my opinion. I mean, is there really, like, he won back-to-back Royal Rumbles. He had a amazing rivalry with The Rock and Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes was so over to the point that The Rock had to turn heel because once The Rock tried to steal Cody Rhodes' match away from him, the fans rejected The Rock, and the fans rejected The Rock, and Cody Rhodes got his match back. And yeah, it would lead to a tag match on night one with Cody Rhodes and Seth versus Rock and Roman. And with yeah, Cody didn't win the tag match, but he won and finished the story on night two by defeating Roman Reigns in the best match of the entire year, the best wrestling moment of all time in my favorite one. And Cody Rhodes became the undisputed WWE Universal Champion at WrestleMania 40 in a very emotional moment. I got emotional, and and he would go on to have a good title for the rest of the year. He would have some great defenses, defended against AJ Styles at Backlash in another match that I feel like is a match of the year contender. That match is one of my top three best matches, or one of my top three favorite matches of the year. He would face Logan Paul in a great match, and at King of the Ring. He would face AJ in a great I Quit match at Clash at the Castle, and Solo Sikoa at SummerSlam, and team with Roman Reigns at Bad Blood, and have a cool feud with Kevin Owens. And yeah, 2025 will definitely be a good year for Cody as well. I'm really looking forward to seeing who he's gonna face at WrestleMania. But until then, Cody Rhodes, congratulations on becoming the first ever wrestler to win back to back um, wrestler of the years on my channel. And I also had the privilege to meet Cody Rhodes twice this year. The second time getting an autograph from him, which was just amazing. Um, and yeah, that's these are the top 10 best wrestlers this year. So number 10, Solo Sikoa; number 9, The Rock; number 8, CM Punk; number 7, Bailey; number 6, Nia Jax; number 5, Damian Priest; number 4, Liv Morgan; number 3, Gunther; number 2, Drew McIntyre; and number 1, Cody Rhodes. Drew McIntyre definitely could be, like, in my opinion, when it comes to promos, then Drew McIntyre is the wrestler of the year. But when it comes to, like, overall being a wrestler, then it's definitely Cody Rhodes. Like when it comes to matches and moments and storylines and stuff like that, yeah, then Cody Rhodes is definitely the best wrestler of the year. So thanks for watching. Happy New Year. Like, subscribe, peace out. Goodbye.